Okay. Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, so since I need to start all over again. Okay, so for our class today, we are going to look at, we are in the revision session because we already finished all of our lecture. Okay, so I'll start with chapter 1. Okay, so in chapter 1, okay, we look at the nature of IT project. So the learning objective, okay, there are few terms and things that you need to know. Okay, the first one, why we need to understand why IT project are organizational investment. Okay, so we need to know the intention of having a new project. Okay, so we also need to understand why project are planned organizational change. You look at the keyword here, planned organizational change, because in order for us to have a new project, we need to plan from the beginning until the end. Then it must be aligned with the organizational business strategy, because the intention of having a new project, okay, it should be to improve the operational process in the organization, to help improve maybe the sales, the process and whatnot. Okay, so define what is project and describe the attribute. Okay, and then we need to understand, we need to know the discipline that called project management. Okay, why you need to learn regarding this project management for one semester, equivalent to one course. Okay, understand the relationship among the project portfolio, the programs and projects. Okay, how the discipline of information technology, we need to understand how the discipline of IT and project management have evolved together and led to the how we manage the project. Okay, and understand the current state of IT project management. Okay, what are the current state of IT project management? And last one, understand why some projects fail. Okay, and then how we can improve the likelihood of the success. Okay, we understand why some of the projects fail, and we need to know how we can improve so that the project that we are going to lead is a success project. Okay, so IT project, of course, it will require time, money, people, technology and facilities and etc. Okay, time, because we need to know how the duration for each of the project from the start until the end, until it completely finished, and it can be used, how long, okay, the duration, and how much money that we need to have so that we can develop the project. Okay, in terms of other resources such as people, how many people need to be involved in the particular project, so so that we can realize or make it, so we can have the complete project. Okay, in terms of technology, okay, what are the technology and facilities that we need to have in order to assist us to develop the project. Okay, of course, the organization expect types of value in return for this investment. Okay, investment means that the money and time spent to develop the project. And of course, when we spend something, we need to have the ROI, the return of investment. Okay, we want to get the advantage or get some valuable feedback from the project. Okay, so IT project enable the integration of technology either in new product, service or process. Okay, so the intention is it can change the existing relationship between organization and customer as well as suppliers. Okay, and on top of that, people within the organization as well. Okay, in project management, there's a project management book of knowledge or PM book. Okay, they have a standard definition for the project. Okay, and when we are talking about the project, we also have a people or somebody who lead the project that we call him or her as a project manager. So project is a temporary endeavor undertaken to create a unique product, service or result. Okay, product means in our situation, IT, so normally it's a system. It can also be a process or service. Okay, so at the end, it can be used to improve the organization's operational. Okay, operation of the organization. And when we are talking about the project, there's somebody need to lead the project, okay, and we call him or her a project manager. Okay, so a project manager is a person assigned by performing organization to achieve the project objective. Okay, when we talk about project objective, we need to remember that objective, it should be something achievable, measurable, okay, and we can see the normally it should be tangible. We can see the product. Okay, we can see the outcome. For example, one of your objective is to design and develop a system. Okay, for something. So at the end, you can measure either you can achieve the objective or not if you have the system, and the system should be something that valuable that can be used. Okay. When we talk about objective, okay, let's relate to your final year project, ISP640. Okay, I believe that all of you already have your own objective, and normally it's three. Okay, the first one to identify blah 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 blah. The second one to design and develop a system or multimedia application or model or something. And the third one to evaluate the usability of the system. Okay, these three objectives, the first one, to identify. So at the end, you should provide or you should be able to present what are the things that you able to identify. For example, to identify the current process of managing this and that, and the problem that they are having right now. So at the end, you should have the list, for example, list of the things that you already identify and list of the problems. So if you have that, then we can say you achieve the first objective. Okay, the second objective, to design and develop a system. Okay, so at the end, you should able to design and develop a system as you mentioned before. Okay, so if you able to design and develop the system, then you can achieve the objective. But if the system that you design and develop is not working at least to the minimum requirement, then we can say that your second objective is not achieved. Okay, clear Okay, saya bagi contoh ni to relate with your FYP. If your second objective, the development of the system is not achieved, okay, then the third objective to evaluate the system cannot be conducted. Kenapa? Because of the system that you need to develop is not working, then how are you going to evaluate the system? Okay, so saya nak cakap, you need to be very careful in your final year project. Okay, so sebenarnya final year project ni can be one of your case study for project management subject. Okay, so Objective number 1 to identify. Okay, fine. Chapter 1 tu sepatutnya you should be able to identify the current situation and the problem. Objective number 2, you need to design and develop. Okay, so in your chapter 3, you write about how you want to design and develop the system. Okay, and then you need to design and develop the system. Okay, if your system okay in terms of you can develop up to the user requirement, system functional requirement jadi semua. For example, the system is regarding booking of a food ordering system. Okay, then system tu user can book, select the menu and submit, and the people in charge in the restaurant, they can see the menu submitted by the user. Okay, so kalau proses tu berlaku, then we can say that you develop a complete system. A minimum requirement dia lah, complete system. Okay, then you can go to objective 3, that you want to evaluate the usability of the system. Okay. Tapi if the system cannot achieve the minimum requirement, the minimum functionality, tak boleh order food tu semua, then you do not achieve objective number 2. If you not achieve objective number 2, you cannot proceed with the objective number 3. You cannot do the evaluation. Okay. So inilah dia punya, kita kata core-nya. Kalau you tengok ada there are some students, dia orang tak lulus FYP. Okay, because of this is the main. Tapi ada lagi isu lain, tapi this is the main. Okay, so saya nak cakap dengan you all, on top of that, so masa cuti nanti make sure you start with your system development. Kalau system development lah. Kalau multimedia application development. Okay, yeah, so during my explanation, if you have any question, just tanya aja. Okay. The next one, we look at the project attributes. Okay, so in terms of time frame, okay, the duration. In terms of purpose, the objective. Okay, in terms of ownership, who are the owner of the product or system. So if you develop for the company, it should belong to the company. Okay, for your information, sistem yang you buat untuk FYP, untuk projek, untuk apa, semua tu belong to UiTM. It's not belong to faculty, it's not belong to me, it's belong to UiTM. Okay, so the resources in terms of we can say in terms of technology, in terms of facilities. Okay, the roles, who are the project manager, what are the project manager's role, the project sponsor, subject matter expert, technical expert. Okay, let's highlight regarding the project sponsor should be clear. Okay, the person or the organisation who provide the budget or money to develop the system ataupun the project. Okay, subject matter expert. Okay, subject matter expert, let me give you some examples. Okay, let's say you want to develop a multimedia application to teach science for year 5 student. Okay, multimedia application to teach science for year 5 student, budak tahun 5 dekat sekolah rendah. Okay, so subject matter expert ni siapa? Antaranya adalah guru yang mengajar subjek sains. So these are the subject, okay, this is the subject matter expert. So kita akan refer regarding the content to the teacher, ataupun we can refer to the textbooks. Okay, so saya nak cakapnya any subject, okay, ataupun any system that you develop, kalau subject matter expert ni normally to the multimedia application lah. Okay, any application that you develop, you should refer to apa dia punya term, you should refer to apa pula perkataan dia, source, reliable source. Okay, reliable source, textbook, teacher yang memang mengajar subjek tu. Bukannya you refer pada somebody yang kita tak tahu pun siapa dia tu. Okay, so this is the, you boleh carilah the definition of subject matter expert, but for you to understand, we should refer to somebody who expert about the content. Okay, so technical expert is somebody who expert in term of technical part lah. Dia tahu tentang technology that need to be used, the facilities, the hardware, the software, okay, technical part. If our project is regarding the network, then dia tahu macam mana network punya working environment semua. Okay, risk and assumptions. Okay, ini kita dah belajar ni dekat chapter 8, 9, 10 semua ni lah. Okay, interdependent task. Okay, we look at the progressive elaboration, the step and increment. From the task, okay, from the duration, kita akan macam segregate the task so that for the first 1 month kita buat apa, for the next 1 month kita buat apa, sampailah habis. Okay, so we look at the progressive elaboration, step and increment. So katakanlah the first 1 month kita baru study regarding the requirement. Okay, first month. Second month we start with the design. Third month we start to develop the first module. Okay, fourth month we start develop the second module and third module. Fifth month we combine all of the modules, and bulan ke-6 we conduct the evaluation. So we can see the step and increment of the project. Okay, then we plan organizational change. Okay, ini pun kita belajar dekat chapter 10 ke 9, if I'm not mistaken. 10, 9, 11, macam tu lah hujung-hujung tu. We look at, because we have a new product, okay, a new system, then we need to know and we need to make sure that all of the people, employees involved in the organization, they are able to accept and use the new product, okay, the new system. Okay, operate in environment larger than the project itself. Okay, so the new system should be able to be operated in the organization and should be able to show it to the employees that this system can help them in their daily process. Okay, you can look at the project management, project portfolio and the program, the definition. Okay, and this is the punya, apa kita kata, the project management and information technology, how actually is related to each other. Okay, the state of IT project. Okay, so IT project ada yang success, ada yang fail punya project. So the success project define when completed on time. First one, within the budget and include all of the features or requirement and vision yang memang we already state or list all of the requirement, then the system should be able to kita kata comply lah with the requirement. A bottom line, on a percentage basis, fail or challenge project greatly exceed the successful project. Okay. This is one of the reason why actually we need to learn regarding the project management, because from the previous experience, yang ni fail or challenge project greatly exceed the successful project. If we cannot plan it well, kita buat bajet pun salah, kita buat duration, kita bajet duration 6 bulan pun tak betul, 9 bulan ataupun setahun baru siap. So this is what we call a failed project. Okay, bajet asal 100,000 tapi dah siap jadi 150,000. Okay, so that's why we need to learn the whole process of the project management, okay, IT project management, so that we know in and out when we want to propose a new project. In and out maksudnya kita tahulah nak calculate duration tu 6 bulan ke 9 bulan ke setahun, and you akan propose kita kata rational punya tempo, okay, rational punya duration. Kenapa orang lain dia propose 6 bulan tapi you propose 9 bulan? Sebab you tahu for the first 2 months nak buat apa, you can clearly explain and you can explain it well. Kenapa 9 bulan? Kenapa company lain dia propose 6 bulan tapi company you propose 9 bulan? Kenapa you propose 150k? Because of you already calculate all of the possible kita kata possible cost, okay, yang sepatutnya memang kena guna. Contoh, you pay for the project manager, you pay for the berapa orang team members, you pay for the facilities, for the technologies, for the meetings, so on and so forth. So when you calculate, it's 150,000 contoh. Okay, so why project fail? Okay, people, process, technology and organisation. Okay, this is in test 1 punya questions. Okay, so since saya dah datang ke sini, saya highlight jugalah. Okay, so there are 4 categories why the project fail. Sebenarnya ini 10 markah, you can easily get 10 marks. Senang-senang saja. But then ramai student yang dapat 8 saja instead of 10. Because you give a general answer macam ni lah. Tapi dalam soalan tu dia mention that provide an example. Okay, so siapa yang tak provide example memang akan dapat 8 saja. Because dia 4, so it's 2.5 for each of the category. And when you just explain it in general, you lose the mark regarding the example. Okay. So ini lagi example ni. Okay. Sebenarnya inilah dia punya apa jawapan atas ni and the example. You bagi yang mana lain pun tapi basically memang dalam lingkungan ni lah. Okay, how we can improve? Okay, value driven approach that plain and simple IT project must provide value to the organisation. Okay, the social technical approach we need to it's not about the technology or building saja. We talk about everything sebenarnya. Okay, so the project management approach we look at the methodology, the resources, the expectation, the competition, okay, and the knowledge management approach. Okay, lesson learn. Kalau kita tengok orang lain punya projek, tengok orang lain punya ni, apa yang boleh kita belajar. Okay, then best practice. Yang berjaya, apa yang kita boleh jadikan panduan. Lesson learn normally yang fail punya projek lah. Okay, and we share the knowledge. Okay, so kalau kita ada previous experience, kita akan carry our knowledge, our experience tu in the project that we are working with right now. Okay. That's all for chapter 1. Any questions? Okay, saya just refresh balik. Okay, and the intention is for you to understand why you need to learn this subject. Okay, so sekejap lagi saya akan continue for chapter 2. Okay, saya stop dulu recording